I gave my neighbor my parking spot when his wife broke her ankle. Weeks later, he painted his house number over it. We assumed you didn't need it anymore, he said. I didn't argue. I just waited until 3 a.m. and showed him what I did with the paint he left open. I've lived in this small townhouse complex in Henderson, Nevada, for a little over 10 years. It's a quiet place. Not fancy, but safe, clean, and the kind of area where people nod when they walk past each other, but don't really talk unless they have to. Every unit has 2 assigned parking spots painted right in front of it. Mine are right next to my front door.
No garaje.
Just those 2 spaces. I park in the one on the right, the one closest to my porch. I keep the left one open most of the time, unless someone visits. It's always been like that. Last summer, a new couple moved into the unit next to me. Brent and Sonia. They were in their 30s, probably a little younger than me. Friendly types. Brent wore cargo shorts and flip-flops all the time, like a guy who never quite left college. Sonia was nicer. Quieter. She'd offer to grab my mail when it piled up and help me move a heavy box once without me even asking. One Saturday morning, Brent knocked on my door. I wasn't expecting anyone.
Hey, man.
Sorry to bother you, he said. Sonia took a bad fall yesterday. Broke her ankle. We just got back from the hospital. Damn, that sucks. Is she okay? She's in pain, but yeah. She's on crutches for a few weeks at least. Here's the thing. Our parking spot's a little farther from our door than yours. I was wondering if maybe, just for a bit, we could use one of yours? The one on the left. I didn't even think about it.
Sure.
That's fine. Really? Yeah, go for it. I usually don't use it anyway. He looked genuinely relieved. Thanks, man. Seriously.
Appreciate it.
For the next few weeks, they parked in my left spot. I didn't mind. Sonia was clearly struggling to get around. I figured I'd want the same kindness if I were in their shoes. A little over a month passed. I saw Sonia walking without crutches. Then a cane. Eventually nothing at all. She still limped a bit, but she was moving okay. I figured they'd switch back to their own spot soon. But they didn't. Even when their own spot was empty, Brent kept using mine. And I noticed they didn't even look in my direction anymore when they parked.
No, wait. No.
Nothing. I started parking on the street because I didn't want to be passive-aggressive. But it started bothering me. The longer it went on, the more it felt off. Like they were waiting to see if I'd say something, and if I didn't, they'd just claim it by silence. Then one night, I came home late from work, around 10 p.m. My headlights caught something new. Big, black spray-painted numbers across my left spot. Brent and Sonia's house number. I pulled into the street, parked, and just sat there staring at it. The next day I walked over and knocked on their door. Brent answered in a t-shirt and socks.
Hey, I said.
You repainted the spot. Oh, yeah, he said, like it was nothing. We figured since you weren't using it and Sonia's gotten used to parking closer, we just made it official. Figured it'd clear up confusion. I kept looking at him. I mean, we can move if it's a problem, he said, not really sounding like he meant it. No, it's fine, I said. Just noticed. He gave me a weird smile. Appreciate you letting us use it. And that was it. I didn't yell. Didn't argue. I just turned and went back inside. But that night, when I walked past their garage around 3 a.m., I saw the same spray paint can sitting right near the open storage bin. I didn't even have to go inside. I just picked it up and walked to their spot. I didn't key anything. Didn't slash tires. I wasn't looking to get arrested. But I painted one word, nice and neat, right over the numbers on their spot.
Gift.
And then I walked back and repainted my own spot with my original number, just like it used to be. The next morning, I watched from my window as Brent came outside with his coffee. He stared at it for a long time. He never said anything. But from that day on, they parked in their own spot. For a few weeks, things felt normal again. They used their spot. I used mine. We didn't speak much, just the occasional awkward wave if we crossed paths. Then, one afternoon, a letter showed up on my doorstep.
No envelope.
Just a folded piece of printer paper taped to my door. Shared parking areas are the property of the HOA. Altering spot numbers is considered vandalism. Please repaint your assigned space. This is your official warning.
No signature.
No name. I checked the HOA handbook. Technically, the numbers were for organization, not enforcement. But it was enough to stir something up. So I called the HOA. I asked if they'd sent a warning. The woman on the phone said no complaints had been logged under my unit. When I asked if anyone had reported me, she paused. I can't give out names. But I can tell you there are no official violations noted on your account. So the letter was fake. I printed the HOA's response and taped it to my door, right where the other letter had been. That weekend, someone egged my car. Only once. Just the windshield. But it was enough to piss me off. I checked my Ring camera. Nothing. The footage cut out from 2:12 a.m. to 2:38 a.m. I checked the file again, corrupted. Like someone had walked past just close enough to block the motion sensor, without getting caught. I knew who it was.
I knew.
But I couldn't prove it. A couple days later, I caught Sonia outside while I was taking out the trash. She avoided eye contact. I said, "Hey, weird question, but you guys haven't had any trouble with your cameras, have you?" She didn't even stop walking. Just said, "Nope," and kept going. That's when I stopped being quiet about it. I printed out a photo of the spray-painted gift on their parking spot. Then I printed the fake HOA letter, taped both on a board, and left it in front of my spot with a sign. Friendly reminder, a gift is not a transfer of ownership. Neighbors started noticing. Brent walked by it twice without saying anything. Then, on a Saturday morning, he knocked on my door again. This time, he didn't look friendly. "You trying to start something now?" he asked. "No," I said. "Just making sure the truth doesn't get painted over again."
He scoffed.
"You're acting like we stole something. You offered it. You said it was fine." "Yeah,
for a while.
Not forever." "That's not how neighbors treat each other." He stepped a little closer. "You could have just talked to us. Instead, you're putting up signs like a middle schooler." I didn't flinch. "You painted over my number. I guess we both have our styles." He stared for a second, then turned and walked off. Later that night, I saw Sonia loading boxes into their car. Then again the next morning. 2 days later, a moving truck showed up. They were leaving. Not officially, not with a sign or a goodbye, but they were moving out. I never heard why. Maybe it was unrelated. But I did notice they left behind the spray paint. Same can. Sitting in their garage after the movers had gone.
So I took it.
Again. And this time, I had another idea. I held on to that spray paint for a while. Weeks went by, and the unit next door sat empty. No lights, no cars, just silence. I figured that was the end of it. But it wasn't. About a month later, a property management truck pulled up. A couple of guys started hauling junk out of Brent and Sonia's old place. Broken furniture, old boxes, random stuff they'd left behind. I stood outside, watering my little patch of grass, pretending not to watch too closely. One of the guys carried out a small safe, the cheap kind, plastic with a keypad. He set it down by the curb like it was trash. No one seemed to care about it. After they left, I walked over and looked around.
No cameras.
No one home nearby. I took the safe. Back inside, I shook it. Something heavy inside. I knew it was wrong. I knew I should have just left it alone. But I couldn't stop thinking about all of it, the fake HOA letter, the eggs, the silence when I tried to talk. I felt like they left knowing they'd gotten away with something. Like they'd won. I pried the back open with a crowbar. Took an hour. Inside were some documents, old mail, and a black notebook. It was Sonia's. Inside were handwritten notes, journal-style entries. Nothing deep, just short daily blurbs. Be limped all day. He yelled at me about the groceries. Told him the neighbor gave us the spot. He said we'd keep it now.
Didn't feel right.
Neighbor asked about the paint. B told me to act like it was no big deal. I hated it. Egged his car. I told him not to. I stopped reading. I sat on my couch with a notebook in my lap for a long time. Part of me felt vindicated.
Another part of me felt sick. She didn't want any of it.
She knew it was wrong. She even tried to stop him. It was him. All of it. The note. The paint.
The eggs.
And she went along with it. Not because she wanted to, but because it was easier than fighting. I didn't know what to do. I thought about burning it, about throwing it all in the trash. But instead, I packed it back in the safe, closed it, and dropped it off at the property management office with no note. A week later, I saw a new couple moving in. Young, quiet. I didn't say much, just nodded when they waved. That night, I repainted my spot again. One number, just mine. No message, no response. I still park there every day. Same spot, same number, like nothing ever happened. And most days, I don't think about them at all. But every once in a while, I catch myself looking next door, wondering if she ever got out of that pattern. Or if she's still following someone else's lead just to keep the peace. And the part that gets me is, I don't even know if she realized that's what she was doing.